Well, guys, in a previous video, we have talked about Azure AI Foundry, Azure AI Hub, and then we have talked about this portal, right, with the model catalog, the data indexes. I have just given a simple information about that. But now let's start with the deploy model. So I'm going to click on deploy model, selecting deploy base model here, and then from this dialog window we can choose the model to create new deployment, right? So let's select here. So I'm selecting GPT-4, right? GPT-4 mini. I'm going to do that, and then there is information about that. It enables broad range of tasks with a low cost and latency, right? So applications, those are chain or parallelize multiple models call. Okay, so there it's been really useful, right? So I'm gonna click on confirm here, and this is that will have to talk like or understand this. So we have deployment types. So deployment type refers to method used to deploy AI model, so that they can be used for making available for inferences. So we have global standard. So it's a deployment type that leverage Azure's global infrastructure to dynamically route customers' traffic to the data center with the best availability for customers' inference requests. So this model basically guarantees about the benefits of the deployment for high throughput and best model availability with low latency. So high throughput provides the highest initial throughput limit, making the model suitable for high or deployment suitable for high volume workloads. It provides low latency to ensure by routing the traffic to the best available data center for making sure that the service access is available. Okay, so the user story over here is that this is ideal for high volume workloads where initial throughput and model availability are really critical. This is perfect application. This is perfect for the application that require low latency and can benefit from the global reach of Azure data center. So we do have this is for global standard. We even have the global batch over here. Of course, this is although this is a cost efficient here, but generally we go for the global standard over there. And then we do have something more about the what I should say that data zone standard and all that. So I'm going to select the global standard here. Okay, so pay per API call, and then here we do have the various deployment details. Now here the important button is a customize. Let's click on that. So here we do have the model version. Always go for the latest, the default one, right? The connected AI source, the name is generated here, and then we do have the token limit. So this is basically the one which is going to generate the cost for you. So the input and output tokens combined over here. So the information is that you'll have to give the the token per minute from your quota to set the rate limits for the deployment so that you can manage the cost. So I'm going to go here and maybe I'm going to say 45k, right? And the content filter is default too. We'll talk about that. So this is going to help in managing the content moderating kind of thing. So let me deploy it. Right, so I'm gonna go here. The deployment is been started, right? And once this is deployed over here, we do have the details of that. So again, we do have the endpoint for the connection and the API key, right? And rest whatever that we have talked about. Okay, about the model name, model version. Okay, this whole information is there. And now what we can even do is that if at all you want to make some changes in your deployment, you can click on edit, and then you can even further go for the change into, let's say you want to change the token per limit or like that. Okay, you can do it. So here there is one more thing that we have model version auto update to the default. So whenever there is a model change takes place, version change takes place, it will be directly been uploaded. Okay, we can do that. So I haven't made any changes into it, so I'm simply saying cancel. Now let me go here and I say open in a playground. Right, so here we do have that. So here the further property configurations, those we can have, right? And the nice thing is that here we can basically set the model instructions and context, that how we want the output. Okay, so say that here the model instruction about how it should behave and any context, right? So we can set the context for interaction, okay, with our chat, that in what way that we want it. Now there is some important thing that we can have. So here we can keep on adding the data, provided we have the blob storage where all our data files are being kept. We can go to that. So we can click on add data source, and then that data source will be used over here, right, by the chart playground, so that from here we can do the search. Another important part over here is the parameters. Okay, so where we can set the parameters over there, that whether the past messages will be included to set the context. So whatever the previous messages those we have added, whether they will be included over here to set the context or not. So select the number of past message to include in each new API request. This helps to give the model context for new user queries. So we set the context that, okay, let me need to know about AI, or let me need to know about Azure, and then we can keep on asking various questions. So what's going to happen is that the context will be set for our previous messages, accordingly the answers will be set. Then we have the maximum response over here. Okay, the number of tokens over here, based upon that naturally the price has been set. Here the temperature for the set of the accuracy kind of thing here. So let's say control randomness. Lowering the temperature means that the model will produce more repetitive and deterministic responses, right? So that we set here the value should be from 0 to 1. Okay, like that. So we do have the additional set of parameters, those we can basically set here. Okay, now have a look over here that there is a prompt sample available. So I'm gonna click on this prompt sample. Okay, and here there are the prompt samples available. Generate the user questions. Okay, the Shakespeare writing assistance and various things, right? Marketing, right? Hiking. So I'm just selecting the generate user questions, right, on a product. So let me submit it. So here it is giving me the details of that. So here have a look that there are the instructions which are set, right? So your goal is to generate questions from a user on a given product. So you have to give, you are given a context, a persona and a product. Okay, so you are giving a product information, so that you ask for something and then it should basically provide the necessary answers for that. The context describes where the user is accessing the product. Okay, the persona describe user themselves, and product is the item that is user is interested in. And then there are additional instructions saying that emphasize with the user based on a given persona, right? Okay, and other details. And here I say that generate count questions. I'm gonna say that okay, it is supposed to generate, okay, the question, right, for the product. Okay, and the return the answers, right? So I'm gonna say that now I want 2 questions and there are 2 answers. Okay, like that I'm setting it, right? And now let me go over here and I say that now uh, maybe I'll say that .NET and its uses. So here it's gonna generate the questions. Okay. So it says that what is the main features of the .NET and suitable for write. So it has generated those questions for me. So right here, that's the thing here. Right, can you explain the difference between .NET Framework, .NET Core and all that? So it has generated the necessary questions. I can also do something here. Let me copy this. Let me paste it. And I'll say that return the count answers, right, in JSON format. Answer. Okay, and then I can say apply changes. Right. So changes will be applied. Right, and then okay, so guys, I haven't clicked on apply changes. That's why this 2 was ineffective, and we got somewhere 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 questions. So don't forget to apply. Click on apply changes. So now here I'll say that again. This is a new section, .NET and its uses. Right, and here you see that the context, the user is accessing the product while researching programming language for new software development. Okay, it has set the context. The user is a junior software developer. It has set the persona who has recently graduated and looking to expand their skill sets. They are eager to learn but feel a bit overwhelmed by the vast amount of information available. So it's setting the persona, and the product is .NET Framework. So it says that what is the .NET and what are its main uses in software development. So it has generated a question, and from that it has generated the answer. Right, so .NET is software development framework and blah 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 things. Here it is. So basically, based upon whatever the model that deployment that we have selected, whatever the context information set, okay, with various parameters, it has been help us in building a chat for our application, and that too without any code. Of course, I have selected the samples for that, but as per the need, we can even keep setting our own context. We can keep on doing that. Okay. Now this is one thing here. So guys, see that we have not used any code. Correct. There is no code that's been used. Furthermore, we can actually click on this copy code, and then this is what the default Python code that will be generated with enter ID authentication as well as key authentication. Right, so we can directly take this code and then we can use this with our whatever the ID is. Maybe you can go for Jupyter Notebook, or you can make a use of the PyCharm or Visual Studio Code. All that you can use it. So we can even choose the programming language, like we can go for C#. This is going to generate a C# code, right? And below that, if you see here, it is giving me the endpoint as well as the API key. So we can make a use of this code over there, generated code, and then we can connect to our model deployment, and then we can build our application. This is what the great feature that has been offered to us by Azure AI Foundry and Hub. With the help of which, right, what we can have is that without writing in code, we can have the deployment over here first. We can choose our model, we can set our context, we can set a variable, we can give the user information, right, to set the context, the persona, and then if we need, we can even set the parameters, and then we can actually get our job done. Now, if I again go back over here to the playground, and if I click on edit here, right, I can even keep reducing the token to control the cost over here. So let me actually just make it hardly something 1K, save and close. Okay, then let me go to the playground again. Right, and then here again it's a new session, and then I'm gonna type something that I may say that the Microsoft Surface and its uses. Right, so it has, right, now this is a new playground, guys. Right, see, I haven't saved the previous information hasn't been persisted as such, so there is a count which hasn't been set. So here it has generated the questions, and then for the questions it has generated the answers. Now if I again go for here and if I say that, okay, uh, Windows phone, right, and now here it is giving me the rate limit exceeded because I have reduced the token over there, the token per minute. I have reduced that, so it has already matched with its limit. It is preventing me from having further access. Okay, so this is how you can go for the deployment, and then you can have your test ready. Test in the sense that you can check whether your deployment is accurate as per your requirement or not, and then you can further generate the code with whatever the technology that you want to go for, or whatever the programming language that you want to go for, and you can enjoy your AI app. So we have the hub, we had a Foundry, we had hub, and then we created a project, we had the deployment, and we enjoyed it. Okay, that's the thing is we can further keep developing the complete data app, right, with the Azure search. Okay, and then we can use it. So well guys, in the forthcoming video we will be discussing about that. Okay, so this is what about the Azure AI Foundry and creating a project and using it with models. Thank you very much.